So I initially got involved with Girls on the Run after speaking to my sixth grade teacher. She was the one that mentioned it to me, and she said, I think that's something you might be interested in. So why don't you look into it? So I did some research, and I was like, oh, well, they have it in San Antonio, so perfect. I can reach out to them and see if that's something that I could bring to my school. And then once I started working on my school with the population that I have, which is mainly immigrants and refugees, I figured it would be good to have some kind of girl empowerment program at our school. So I looked into it, and I saw that we did have a Girls on the Run in Bexar County, and I reached out and decided that that was something I wanted to bring to my school. And my goal was to bring the program to my school within a year after I started. And I started in the spring. I started late in the school year, and by the time fall came around, I was able to bring that program and work with a lot of our populations that we have in our school. And I've been doing it ever since. Yes, I remember thinking, well, I need to contact everyone that's on this website. So I'm just going to email everyone, CC everyone on here, and tell them I started, this is my goal. I mentioned it in my interview, and I know that that was something that my principal was really excited about. So I was like, I need to meet with you, and I need to bring this to my school. And here we are, and I think it was one of the best decisions. I know my students see me in the hall, and you're like, you're Girls on the Run. I'm like, no, I'm Miss Huerta, but I do Girls on the Run. So the girls now put a face with a name, and it's been a great experience. So my personal experience with Girls on the Run is kind of like an ongoing joke with some of the other coaches, because I was new at that school. I didn't really know anyone. But I still knew I had to recruit people, so it's kind of awkward not knowing anyone and having to go up to them and say, hi, I'm the new girl, and do you want to join me in this, activity after school and in this team? And so I actually recruited the PE coach, who she's phenomenal, and I could not do this without her. And I recruited a couple other teachers. And our ongoing joke is that it was Girls on the Run that actually made us become friends, because we didn't really know each other, and I was the new girl, and I went up to her, and she was probably thinking, like, why are you talking to me? I don't know you. But I just, invited her, and she said yes. I'm glad she did, because like I said, she's done all 5 seasons with me, and we make a great team, and the girls love her, and they like having the different personalities. We have all these teachers and volunteers, and not just teachers, we have IAs, we have the instructional assistants, we have some of our secretaries, we have sometimes our principals and vice principals will join. We've had a lot of staff being involved in our team, so the girls get to interact with a lot of the people that they normally wouldn't see in the classroom. So that's kind of what I wanted this to be at our school. I wanted Girls on the Run to be an opportunity for girls to get to know other people in our school and find that person that maybe your teacher is not the person that you feel comfortable with, but maybe it's the principal secretary, or maybe it's the vice principal, or maybe it's our technology support IA, or maybe it's one of the coaches. But it doesn't always have to be your teacher that you see as a mentor. So I wanted to make sure that every one of our girls that was part of the team would see all these other people as mentors. So I started recruiting, I started inviting people, and I think it was the best decision, because it not only brought our girls together as a team and helped them make friends, but it also helped me make friends. And now the people that coach with me are some of my closest friends, and that it's an ongoing joke, because I'm like, well, I got you at, hey, do you want to be a Girls on the Run? And then now you can't get rid of me, so it was a good decision. I feel that the relationships that we form are different, because we don't always get to serve those girls, whether in the classroom or, in one of the classes. Some of these girls are not on my caseload. So if it wasn't for the program, I wouldn't get to know them. I wouldn't get to interact with them. I know that in the case of like the PE coach, she gets to see everyone, but they see us in a different way because it's like our own little like cool club after school. So they get to interact with us in a way that that they don't interact with any other staff members, or, we get to know them in a way that it's not just what we see, during school hours. So they do establish bonds in which they trust us more, or they see you in the hall and they just come and say hi to you, even though you don't come to their classroom, but we still get to establish those bonds. And I feel that for them, sometimes, we have like kinder teachers or first grade teachers that come and volunteer, and they're like, well, I wasn't here when I was in first grade, or I wasn't here when I was in kinder, but I still get to know you and interact with you. And when I see you, they wave at them and they feel like they're so special because they know this other person that they don't see in their classroom. One of the things that I see is, because we have girls from 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, something that I see is that now if they come across at recess or something, you actually see like the 3rd grader talking to the 5th grader. And normally, the older grades don't want to talk to the younger grades because, they're cool and they want to just stick around the 5th graders or stick around the, 5th and 4th. But it's nice to see that, the girls see each other during the day for whatever reason. Or they'll see each other and they're wearing their Girls on the Run shirt and they're like, oh, Girls on the Run, so it gives some sense of unity. It's almost like a little sisterhood, and you're cool because you're part of the group. So it gives them like a sense of belonging. And you can tell that when they're wearing their shirt, they feel proud about it, and they just, after the 5K, we tell them to wear their shirt, and sometimes they'll wear their medal too. So walking around and having people look at them, and it just gives them a sense of belonging, and it just makes them feel special. So, we've had so many stories that they make you get choked up, because you see how the girls grow from like day one all the way to the 5K. There was one student in particular who was having, there was custody situation going on at home, and she was having to deal with all this drama going on, and attorneys and court and everything. And I was told by her parent that Monday, because we usually meet Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that Monday and Wednesday she wouldn't dread going to school. She would be excited because she was making, we're preparing for school at night, because she could make her bag and she could put all her workout stuff. And then Tuesday and Thursday she would wake up so excited. And my other coach and I were talking about it one day, and we said, have you noticed how much she puts into this? And we both had this aha moment where we realized she's just running away from her problems. And she was never the fastest. She was never, the first to finish. She was always just, in the back of the bunch, and she was okay with that. But the day of the 5K, out of our site girls, she was the first one that finished. And I believe grandfather won for his age, for his category, and he turned around and gave her the medal because it was, it was a joint effort. And I know that she was beaming, knowing that she was the first one, that she completed it, and that she had gotten the opportunity to run with him. I would have never thought that it was going to be her being the first one crossing, because like I said, she was just doing it for fun. She was never doing it just to win or anything. But that day I just saw something inside of her, like this passion inside of her. And it was just so nice to see that this was her outlet, and this was her coping mechanism, and this was the way in which she was dealing with with everything. And this was her opportunity to just be a kid and not have to deal with all these adult issues that were going on around her. Once you hear all these stories and once you see what's behind that face, sometimes it's hard to, brush that off of your mind, but it's also nice to know that if this is their safe place or this is their space where they get to laugh and smile, then go for it. We're going to make the best out of it. Well, I've noticed that with some of our coaches, a lot of them are like the silent volunteers. They just show up. We had another one of our coaches who unfortunately left and moved on in her career. But she just started coming one day and just decided to come and run, and she was a runner herself, and she has been there every single day we run, except if she ever had a final or the day before her wedding, because we told her, I guess you could take the day before your wedding off. But we even had like a little bridal shower for her and everything, and she was just always so excited to come. So we got an opportunity to interact with all these other staff members that are like the quiet ones that don't always, get involved in a lot of things, but they saw Girls on the Run as the one thing that they were always involved in. But I mean, and I feel like we're a strong group of coaches, and we really, we have each other's back. Not just in a volunteer setting, but more to the point where we have gotten so close. We've established friendships, and I always use that story with the girls, and I tell them it's not about just you getting to know other people and you becoming friends with others, but it's also about us. And I tell them the example. I said, she would have never, we would have never become friends because there's really nothing that we would have had to do at school together, because she's the PE coach and I'm the counselor. We don't plan together. We don't have our conference period at the same time. So if it wasn't for this, we would have never come together. And I always use that as an example with the girls, and I tell them, you shouldn't, just because someone is not always doing the same things that you are doing, it doesn't mean that they're not someone that you could become close with. Same with the other coaches. I would just come up and be like, hi, so what do you do on Tuesdays and Thursdays after school? And that's how we got a lot of our volunteers. And sometimes I would just tell them, just come to one of our meetings and just check it out. You can just sit in the back and just see what we do. And slowly they would start coming into the circle, and the girls are like, well, now you need a Girls on the Run name. So what's your name? We'll help you. So the girls started inviting people. Our last season that we did at Glen Oaks, we had two of our vice principals. One of them is a male. So we would always say it was girls and a boy on the run, because we had to include him. So as soon as he showed up, the girls were like, we need to get you a Girls on the Run name. Let me explain. And we always have that one girl that wants to explain what that means. But that season we were the girls and a boy on the run. The girls they become so inclusive of anyone. Anyone who sets foot in our gym during practice, they just want to invite them all the time. Also, in terms of being able to express their emotions a little bit better, I notice it as a counselor, because with those girls that have been part of Girls on the Run, I am able to, relate it back to your star power or the cloud. And, I like to do, when they come to my office, I usually like to do sunshine cloud. So what's the sunshine of your day? What's the cloud of your day? But with them, I could relate to what activates your star power or what doesn't. So that they're able to maybe better express their feelings. So at least with the girls that are in the program, they are able to explain, and they are able to share a little bit better. But in terms of friendships, like I said, we see third graders becoming friends with fifth graders, which, you would never see, because it's, you stick with your grade level. So they get excited to see girls from other grade levels and saying that they're friends with them. And and you see a lot of friendships being formed and a lot of confidence. A lot of the girls, as soon as we start, we tell them, well, hi, welcome, we're working towards a 5K. And they're like, a what? We're like, yeah, it's this long race. And at first they're like, oh no, I can't do it. But then the day of, they just, it happens in running. You might not run, you might not train, but the day of you show up and you've got all this adrenaline and people showing up with signs and cheering you on, and our girls just find something within them that gets them to the finish line. So they learn how to be persistent and chase their dreams. They learn life and they run away from those things in life that are putting a cloud over them. I used to run, and then I decided my body was not built for running, so that wasn't really my thing. So just getting the opportunity to force myself to get into workout clothes and stay with the girls. And if I'm telling them we need to run laps, well, what kind of coach am I if I just stand there and go, 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 you run, So I also have to be active. So in terms of maybe, benefits, health benefits, just moving more. I also have something to look forward to after school. Sometimes our days get so monotonous and it's the same thing over and over that it's nice to have the opportunity to do something after school or look forward to something after school. And again, going back to, and when it comes to personal benefits, I've met some incredible women that have been volunteering, and I really would be lost without them, because I know my principal keeps, wanting to have the program back at our school, but it's not just me that runs it. There is no way that I could do it by myself. If it wasn't for them, I seriously could not do it. So it's taught me how to work with a team, and coming in as the new girl that year, it's hard to put a team together when you don't know the people. But the team that we have is phenomenal. We have the one person who brings her skills as to sew, and she makes headbands for the girls, and we have, she puts their names on it because she has a Cricut, and we have all these different abilities and talents coming to our team, and it just makes us stronger. I look forward to seeing how our girls just bloom. I look forward to seeing how they start with maybe not feeling like they can do this, not feeling that, or feeling that maybe the race is just so far away and it's going to be hard. I look forward to seeing how they become empowered from the day they come in for the first meeting at our gym to the day they cross that finish line. And there's been, every season has had just one girl or one story that were really like almost moved to tears once they finish or they cross the finish line, and they just come to you and show you their medal, and they're so proud of it. And I look forward to that. Look forward to seeing the smile on their face, and seeing that no matter what they have to go back to at home, that's their opportunity to just be a child and have fun and laugh and just literally run away from anything that they might have in their heart. I feel like women are not always given the same opportunities in life. A lot of times women are not seen as equal, and I feel that having a program in which we empower our girls and we ignite something, we light up a fire inside of them, they can just go out and conquer the world. And it's just, we are putting in something that we might not see results right away, but we are eventually going to see these girls flourish into amazing women. I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be part of Girls on the Run and to bring this to my school, to give my girls from different backgrounds and different cultures an opportunity to to be part of something that maybe if it wasn't for Girls on the Run, they wouldn't be part of. The girl that's shy, that doesn't really talk much, seems to open up around this group of girls. I'm just thankful for the continuous opportunity being in a Title I school. My girls don't have the money to afford this. Having the scholarships for them is huge. Because if it wasn't for that, they really wouldn't be able to participate. I mean, we would make it happen because I know that we have, our Glen Oaks family is so strong that I know that the teachers would come together, staff members would come together to make it happen for them. But we're just very grateful for the opportunity to serve our girls, to serve the community. And I appreciate the opportunity to, I know you guys keep inviting me to help with the coach training and to help with or to participate in this. And it's just, I'm just grateful that you think that highly, that you continue to invite us back.